For decades, we've been told to be careful with eggs. Some said they're dangerous for your heart. Others said they're a perfect food. But here's what almost nobody talks about. What actually happens inside your body when you eat 5 eggs every single day, especially after the age of 60? The truth might surprise you. And there's one part of this story that even many doctors don't explain clearly. Something that happens in your body around the 30-minute mark after eating eggs. We'll cover that later. But first, let me share something practical you can use today. Whether you eat eggs occasionally or every morning, what you're about to learn could change how you think about this simple, affordable food that's been on breakfast tables for generations. Before we continue, I'd love to know something. Where in the world are you watching this from today? I read every single comment, and it truly warms my heart to know that seniors from all corners of the globe are here, learning together and supporting one another. Please drop your location in the comments below. It means more to me than you might realize. Now let's get back to eggs and why this topic matters so much for anyone over 60. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 5 important things together. First, you'll discover what happens in your muscles when you eat eggs regularly after 60, and why this becomes more important with each passing year. Second, we'll talk about something that happens in your brain, a process that many people overlook, but that researchers have been studying closely. Third, I'll share what eggs do for your eyes, especially the part of your vision that starts to change as we age. Fourth, we'll discuss your energy levels throughout the day and why eggs might affect how you feel in the morning versus the afternoon. And fifth, we'll touch on something that surprises almost everyone, about what eggs contain that most other foods simply don't have in the same way. But there's one more thing. At the very end, I'll share a surprising tip about the best time of day to eat eggs if you're over 60. It's something that very few people talk about, but it could make a real difference. So stay with me until the end. Here's something most seniors don't realize about eggs and muscles. After the age of 60, your body naturally starts losing muscle. It's a normal part of aging, but it matters because muscles help you climb stairs, carry groceries, get up from a chair, and maintain your balance. Now, eggs contain something called complete protein. Think of protein as the building blocks your muscles need to stay strong. When you eat 5 eggs, you're giving your body about 30 grams of high-quality protein, which is roughly what many seniors need in one sitting to help their muscles repair and maintain themselves. If you're thinking about adding more eggs to your routine, start gently. Maybe begin with 2 eggs at breakfast and see how you feel. You can scramble them, boil them, or make them any way you enjoy. And if chewing is ever difficult, scrambled or soft-boiled eggs are wonderfully easy to eat. But here's where it gets more interesting. The protein in eggs doesn't just help your muscles. It does something equally important for another part of your body, and that's coming up next. Almost nobody mentions this part about eggs and the brain. Eggs contain something called choline. Now, don't worry about the fancy name. What matters is this. Choline helps your brain make a substance that's important for memory and thinking clearly. Think of it like oil for a door hinge. Without enough of it, things don't work as smoothly. As we get older, getting enough choline becomes more important, yet many seniors don't get nearly enough from their daily food. 5 eggs give you a substantial amount of choline. In fact, it's one of the richest sources you can find in any common food. You don't need to do anything complicated. Simply including eggs regularly in your meals naturally helps. Some seniors like eggs for breakfast, others prefer them at lunch. There's no wrong time. What matters is consistency. Now, your brain isn't the only thing that benefits. There's something happening in your eyes too, especially after 60. And this part surprises many people. Here's something many seniors are surprised to learn about eggs and eyesight. Inside the yellow part of an egg, there are 2 special compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin. These are natural pigments, and your eyes actually use them to protect the delicate tissue at the back of your eye, especially the part you use for seeing fine details, like reading or recognizing faces. As we age, this part of the eye naturally becomes more vulnerable. Think of lutein and zeaxanthin as tiny bodyguards for your central vision. The beautiful thing is, you don't need to take special supplements or do anything extra. When you eat eggs, especially the yolk, you're getting these protective compounds naturally. Just make sure you eat the whole egg, not just the whites, because that's where these vision-supporting nutrients live. But the next part is even more surprising. It has to do with how you feel throughout your entire day, Most people overlook how eggs affect energy, especially after 60. Have you ever noticed how some breakfasts leave you hungry an hour later, while others keep you satisfied until lunch? That's because different foods affect your blood sugar differently. Eggs are special because they contain almost no sugar or starch. They're mostly protein and healthy fats. This means when you eat eggs, your blood sugar stays steady instead of spiking up and crashing down. For seniors, this is wonderful news. Steady energy means you're less likely to feel shaky, tired, or foggy in the middle of the morning. You can go about your day feeling more balanced, and if you often feel tired mid-morning, try having eggs for breakfast instead of toast or cereal. Give it a week and notice how you feel. Many seniors tell me they're surprised by how much more steady their energy becomes. Now, there's something about the nutrients in eggs that makes them different from almost any other food. This becomes twice as important after 60. Here's what makes eggs unique compared to nearly every other food. Eggs contain small amounts of almost every nutrient your body needs. Vitamin D, which many seniors don't get enough of. B vitamins, which help with energy. Selenium, which supports your immune system. And several others. Think of an egg as a small, affordable multivitamin that came from nature. It's not a replacement for a varied diet, but it's remarkably complete for such a simple food. For seniors on a budget, this matters. Eggs give you a lot of nutrition for very little money. You don't need expensive organic eggs to get these benefits, though you certainly can choose them if you prefer. Regular eggs from your local store work beautifully. What matters most is simply including them regularly. Now, you might be wondering about something you've heard for years. What about cholesterol? This is where things get really interesting. Almost everyone over 60 has heard warnings about eggs and cholesterol. But here's what the research actually shows. For many years, we were told that eating eggs would raise your cholesterol and harm your heart. But scientists have learned something important. For most people, the cholesterol you eat in food doesn't dramatically affect the cholesterol in your blood the way we once thought. Your liver actually makes most of your blood cholesterol. When you eat more cholesterol from food, your liver often adjusts by making less. It's like a thermostat. Now, everyone is different. Some people are more sensitive than others. But for the majority of seniors, eating eggs regularly, even 5 a day, doesn't cause the problems we once feared. If you have specific concerns about cholesterol, talk with your doctor about your individual situation. But for most seniors, enjoying eggs regularly is perfectly fine. The key is balance and knowing your own body. There's one more thing that happens in your body after you eat eggs, and this is the part that many doctors don't explain. Here's something fascinating that happens about 30 minutes after you eat eggs. When you eat eggs, your body starts breaking down the protein into smaller pieces called amino acids. These are like individual bricks from a larger structure. About 30 minutes after eating, these amino acids start entering your bloodstream and traveling throughout your body. They go to your muscles, your organs, your immune system, everywhere that needs repair or maintenance. This is particularly important for seniors because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. By eating high-quality protein from eggs, you're giving your body the best possible building blocks to work with. Think of it like giving a construction crew the finest materials. They can do much better work when they have quality supplies that if you exercise or go for walks. Consider having eggs about an hour beforehand. This gives your muscles the amino acids they need when they need them most. Even gentle movement benefits from good nutrition timing. Now, let me address something you might be wondering about. What about the way you cook your eggs? Does it matter? The answer might surprise you. Most seniors are surprised to learn how cooking method affects eggs. When you cook eggs, the heat changes the protein structure. This is actually a good thing because it makes the protein easier for your body to digest and use. Raw eggs are harder for your body to break down. Boiled, scrambled, poached, fried, they all work well. The main difference is what you add to them. If you're frying eggs in butter, you're adding extra calories and fat. If you're boiling them, you're not adding anything. For seniors watching their weight or heart health, boiled or poached eggs are wonderfully simple and clean. Choose the cooking method you enjoy most and that fits your needs. If you have trouble with digestion, softer preparations like scrambled or poached might be gentler. If you need convenience, boil a batch at the start of the week and keep them in your refrigerator. They'll last for days. There's one more surprising thing about eating eggs regularly, especially for seniors. This has to do with something called satiety. Here's something many people overlook about eggs and appetite. Satiety is just a fancy word for feeling full and satisfied. Eggs are remarkable at creating this feeling. When you eat eggs, especially for breakfast, you're likely to feel satisfied for hours. This matters for seniors because unwanted weight gain often happens not from eating too much at meals, but from snacking between meals when we feel unsatisfied or hungry. By starting your day with eggs, many seniors find they simply don't want to snack as much. They're naturally eating less without feeling deprived or hungry. If managing your weight is important to you, try eating eggs for breakfast for 2 weeks. Notice if you feel differently throughout the morning. Many people find they're reaching for snacks less often without even trying. Now, there's one concern some seniors have about eating eggs every day. Let's address that directly. Here's what research actually shows about eating eggs daily. For healthy seniors without specific medical conditions, eating eggs every day is generally considered safe by most nutrition experts. Some people even eat several eggs daily for years without problems. The key word is healthy and without specific conditions. If you have certain health concerns, your situation might be different. But for the average senior, eggs are one of the safest, most nutritious foods you can eat regularly. In fact, many longevity researchers point to eggs as an affordable, accessible source of high-quality nutrition for older adults. Start where you're comfortable. If you currently eat eggs twice a week, maybe try 4 times a week and see how you feel. Listen to your body. Notice your energy, your digestion, how satisfied you feel. Your body will tell you what works. And now, we've reached the part 1 promised you earlier. The surprising tip about timing. Before we continue to that final tip, if you've learned even one helpful thing so far today, I'd be grateful if you'd tap the like button below this video. It helps more seniors discover this information, and that means the world to me. Thank you. The hidden vitamin D story. Let me share something with you that very few people realize about eggs and a vitamin that becomes critically important after 60. Vitamin D is sometimes called the sunshine vitamin because your skin makes it when sunlight touches it. But here's the challenge. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D. At the same time, many seniors spend less time outdoors than they used to. This creates a silent problem. Many older adults are low in vitamin D without even knowing it. And vitamin D isn't just about bones, though that's important. It affects your immune system, your mood, your muscle strength, even your balance. Now, very few foods naturally contain vitamin D. Fatty fish like salmon do. Fortified milk does. And eggs do, especially the yolk. When you eat 5 eggs, you're getting a meaningful amount of vitamin D from food, which is rare and valuable. It's not enough to meet all your needs by itself, but it contributes significantly, especially during winter months when sunshine is scarce. Here's what makes this even more important. Vitamin D works together with the protein in eggs to help maintain muscle strength. They're like partners. The vitamin D helps your body use the protein more effectively for building and maintaining muscle. For seniors concerned about falls, about staying steady on their feet, about maintaining independence, this combination matters deeply. And there's something else. Many seniors tell me they struggle with low mood during winter months. There's actually a connection between vitamin D levels and how we feel emotionally. While eggs alone won't solve serious mood concerns, they're part of a bigger picture of nourishing your whole self. The beautiful thing about all of this is how simple it is. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated routines. Just eggs, prepared in whatever way you enjoy, eaten regularly. This is one of those hidden gifts of nature. A simple, affordable food that supports multiple aspects of health at once, in ways that become more valuable with each passing year. So let's take a gentle moment to recap what we've covered together. We talked about how eggs support your muscles with complete protein. We discussed what they do for your brain through choline. We explored how they protect your vision with special compounds in the yolk. We covered how they provide steady energy throughout your day and how they contain nearly every nutrient your body needs in small amounts. We addressed the cholesterol concern and learned that for most people, eating eggs regularly is perfectly safe. We discovered what happens in that 30-minute window after eating and how cooking method can matter. And we touched on that hidden vitamin D story that so few people understand. But we still have one of the most surprising tips coming up. About the best time of day to eat eggs if you're over 60. Stay with me for just another moment. The best time to eat eggs after 60. Here's the surprising tip I promised you. While eggs are beneficial any time of day, there's growing evidence that eating protein-rich foods like eggs earlier in the day, particularly at breakfast, offers special advantages for seniors. Here's why. Your body's ability to use protein for muscle maintenance is highest in the morning. It's like your muscles are most receptive to receiving and using those building blocks right after you wake up. Additionally, eating eggs for breakfast helps stabilize your blood sugar for the entire day ahead. It sets a metabolic tone that can influence your energy, your appetite, and even your food choices for the next 12 hours. There's also something about morning protein that may help preserve muscle mass over time, which is one of the most important factors in healthy aging. So if you're going to eat eggs, whether it's 2, 3, or 5 of them, consider making breakfast your primary egg meal. And here's a bonus. If you're someone who struggles with interrupted sleep or wakes up in the night, having protein at breakfast may help improve sleep quality by supporting better blood sugar balance throughout the day and into the evening. This is one of those simple timing adjustments that costs nothing but can make a meaningful difference. You know, one of the things I love most about eggs is how democratic they are. They don't require a special store or a big budget. They're available to nearly everyone, in nearly every corner of the world. And yet, this simple food offers so much. Protein for your muscles, nutrients for your brain, protection for your eyes, steady energy for your day, support for your bones through vitamin D, all wrapped up in something you can prepare in minutes. You're never too old to take care of yourself. You're never too old to make small, positive changes. And every single choice you make to nourish your body well, it all counts. It all matters. I'm truly proud of you for being here today, for taking the time to learn, for caring about your health and well-being. That curiosity, that commitment to yourself, that's what makes all the difference. If you found this helpful today, I'd be honored if you'd consider subscribing to this channel. I share warm, simple, senior-friendly health insights every single week. No complicated medical jargon, no fear tactics, just practical information delivered with care. And remember to leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I read every single one, and I love knowing that we're building this community together. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take gentle care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.